Hello and welcome along to episode 4 of Ninqueso Live, and we are blessed by having Miss Bree not in a goldfish bowl.
I'm not at the bottom of a goldfish bowl.
She's not in the bottom
today.
of a goldfish bowl, and I forgot to do her intro, but she is the five-time Full House Wrestling Champion.
Thank you very much. Elvis is in the building.
She's not really. We've never had a 5-time champion. I think we've had a 2-time is the most. Or is it 3? I can't remember.
6. It's 6.
Not you. Styx was our multiple champion.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you today?
You know what? I'm really good. Although it's pretty stormy today, things are going well because I appear to have converted my boyfriend into being a gamer. And this has been a long time coming. You know what I mean?
The problem is you've only got one console.
Well, as he was 4 hours into his first session, I'll say that again, 4 hours into his first real session, I just may have floated the idea that come November-ish time, there was a new Xbox console coming out. And he looked at me and said, "Ooh, what's that then?" I said, "Oh, Google it and you'll see." So see how I sucked him in there, sucked him in.
You did.
So he had like, "Oh, that looks good." And I say, "Yeah, look how good is that? Just in time for like a Christmas present or something." So I've laid the seeds. But anyway, so yeah, it's been a long time coming, this one. Not to say he isn't into gaming. Those who's got sharp eyes can see these behind me. He's always been a bit of Dungeons and Dragons.
They're just a blur.
Does modelling, obviously Games Workshop, that sort of thing. He's been into sort of like the physical gaming side, but he's not come online yet. So I started Skyrim and a couple of other games and stuff, and he watched me. He was quite sort of intrigued but wasn't into it just yet. And then he bought me a copy of The Witcher. Now I haven't started The Witcher 3 because I was like, I'm in the middle of Assassin's Guild. I need to sort of like finish that first and then I'll start The Witcher. Otherwise I'll get sucked in and I'll not get anything done.
Do you mean the Thieves
Guild? So while I was away for a couple of days, he actually started The Witcher. Now he was a bit sort of like, not sure what I'm doing. So I just kind of left him to it, let him suck himself in. So today, 6 hours on the Xbox, 6 hours. He has been to work, I would just say. So he does an early shift. So he's off out, back home for 2:30. At 3 o'clock he started and he just switched it off now at 8 o'clock. So there you go, 6 hours. I'm fairly impressed. Fairly impressed.
That's some dedication, 6 hours.
Well, he's clearly completely sucked in. So he's got through to the first sort of like section of The Witcher. Those who've played it know when you got to start choosing your clothes, it's getting serious. You know what I'm saying?
See, I've played The Witcher, but I kind of got out the first room, met the little girl that I had to train. Then we were like, need to run somewhere. So we climbed up this thing. I fell off the wall and died, and that was all I've ever played.
That was the end of that.
About 10 minutes, and it was like, I don't like it being third person.
You know what? I find that odd about it, but I do like watching it when it's in third person. He likes watching me when I'm in third person as well. He enjoys the combat sort of style.
Then you sort of see it more, but when you're actually playing, I think first person's better, which is why I think because then CG Projekt Red's next game is due for November, which is Cyberpunk.
Yes.
And that's first person, so that could be good. So looking forward to that.
So he took a little bit of time getting to grips with coming out of menus and how things work, like potions, and he's got to repair his stuff, which I must admit, like back in the day when I played Morrowind, that was supremely annoying.
Yeah.
I hate having to repair your gear, to be honest. But he's just got into all of that. So he was wandering around a bit to start with, like literally running away from stuff. Until I said, you won't get your character. You won't get your character.
Maybe he was just playing a coward. Cowardly character.
Yeah, cowardly character. Yeah. Cowardly Witcher. And he also wouldn't give him a shave either, so he was a very shaggy Witcher. So you're not going to give this guy a shave.
Did you get beard growth in that in there?
Yeah, that's it. So real-time beard growth. And then, so they shaved him in the cutscene, obviously. Yeah. So other than that, I've been playing a bit more of SSX Tricky. Yeah. SSX 3. I've won my first gold medal for a race, so I'm pretty happy about that. They give me 10 grand and I've spent it on a new board. Win.
Like you do.
As you do.
Yeah. I mean,
what about you? What have you been playing?
I've been getting sucked into the world that is Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh.
It's like I'm actually like at the point now where I've started googling how much is a yoke to buy for this, because I'm like using an Xbox One controller to play it, which is fine, but it's like really subtle movements. But the one thing that gets me about it is the world is deceptively big.
It is.
It's like it was last night. I did this little flight from, I think it was Gatwick, and I flew up to near where I live and landed at this airport in the Fens, Fenland, I think it was called. But I actually discovered the real-time weather and everything now. So I've got real-time weather. So I was flying at night, which is fine at Gatwick because it's all bright. But when I actually came to this little tiny field, I could see the light on the air traffic control tower, but I could not see any one way. I was just like crashed. So then I was like, right, I need a better flight. I need to fly a part of the world that's daytime. So I rotated the world around and thought, right, I'm going to take off from Bali, fly across the country, go north across the country, across this little bit of water, and then to this little island and the thing. Like 3.5 hours that flight was.
Holy crap!
And it was just got to a point where I was like, I'm literally in the middle of the ocean and I can't see any land, and I was just like, huh. Right, where's my phone? Autopilot. How do I? Oh, that's how you engage the autopilot. So just put the autopilot on for a bit.
Oh man!
Went off, did some other stuff, came back, and it's still going. But yeah, I did this flight today as well. I think it was Stansted down to some place in south of France, and
was it Montpellier Airport?
I don't know. It was like
I've actually flown in
just straight across the first bit of France. So and then you go past. Is it Isle of Jersey? And then it's like the next bit of land there. But the thing is, I've actually, because I've discovered all the real time stuff on it now. There's like other planes in there as well. And I saw this one plane, and all it said was like RYR8. So I just typed that number into my phone, Googled it, and that was an actual proper flight. So real flights are actually in the game as well.
Okay, so it's okay, so it's logged into air traffic control. Yeah. That's amazing.
You need a constant internet connection to play it because it's updating everything from the online. So the weather is in real time. The weather is identical to what it would be in real life. So it was quite windy today when I was flying. It was just like kept drifting across. It's just like I keep having to steer back, getting well off course.
You know what? I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying how amazing it is. I might have to give that a go. Having actually flown a plane myself, I'll be able to give you an update on what it's actually like.
You're welcome to come around here and try it whenever you want. Because it's
okay, but the way I like to social distance from you is at least 30 feet.
The problem is, it's like you can't play it on Xbox. It's only on PC. It's only on PC at the moment, and your laptop will not hack it.
No,
my PC can barely hack it.
I mean. The thing is, I feel like I need a gaming PC, but I'm like, do I need the Xbox X first? And I feel like the answer is yes.
The Xbox X will be cheaper.
Yeah, $350 I think. I was looking today. Is not what they're quoting for
the Series X. Rumours are like 500-600.
Oof.
Because I know, but when you're comparing that, because I think the next sort of graphic cards, is it RDX graphic card? Yep. Rumoured to be announced. And that's rumoured to be $1,400 just for the graphics card.
Ouch.
So, for what you get, I think it will be. Yes, you can you can build yourself a PC that will run better than an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5, but not for the money. You know, I mean, I paid my PC around what an Xbox Series X will be, and it can't do 4K 60 frames a second. It's like Flight Simulator is at 1080, and it runs generally around 30 to 40 frames, apart from flying quite low, and then it sort of struggles. It will drop down to about 26 frames to 30 frames. But I'm coming from a Nintendo Switch, so I don't really notice.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Nintendo Switch, what a smooth segue. What a smooth segue.
That was smooth, super smooth.
Last week, we had a indie showcase. And the rumours have come out that this week, Friday is what they're currently saying, we may be getting a Nintendo Direct.
Strong possibility suggests industry insider.
Yes. So, I've got an article from Nintendo Life. And when might a Nintendo Direct be taking place, you ask? According to... Why am I reading off the small screen? It's right in a massive screen in front of me. According to
honestly.
VentureBeat's industry insider Jeff Grubb, who has a proven track record,
Jeff Grubb, really?
there's apparently a good chance Nintendo will be airing the next broadcast on the 28th of this week.
Which just happens to be a Friday,
It does.
It happens.
And we have an update on this story. Because obviously Jeff Grubb has seen and heard all the excitement online about this Nintendo
He's
Direct.
playing it down, though, isn't
It's
he?
like, in some follow-up messages over on Twitter, he said it was weird that August falls on a Friday and isn't confident at all it will be a general Nintendo Direct.
Whatever.
Further stating how it will probably be something else. If that is the case, expect a bigger event soon after, presumably in September. Yeah, it is unusual for it to be on a Friday. But yeah, it's like, again, we don't know anything other than there's a strong chance there is going to be one there. And I know this guy has predicted a lot of the ones that have already happened. I'm sure he predicted the partner showcase.
This is an extraordinary year. You know, things are all over the place. I don't think you can predict. For me, I'll just like keep an open mind, tune in, see what's said. I feel like at this point, anything could happen. You know, stuff's all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that this could be is, rather than a general direct, is quite possibly a Mario Direct, because it's the 35th anniversary of Mario in like 2 weeks in September.
Oh,
so
congrats.
You know, they need to. I mean, they're going to be doing something for it. We've got obviously the rumours of the 3D World, the 3D Collection, 3D World remake, and also we're at the point again in September where Nintendo's hits their third anniversary for the start of the third year for their online service.
Yeah.
Now, the first year we obviously got NES games. Second year we got SNES games. You know, it's unlikely we're going to get any sort of new consoles, but there's a strong possibility that maybe they'll start releasing as a free game like Mario RPG or other Mario games that could help complement the whole 35th anniversary, and also encourage people to go, yeah, I'm going to pay for another year of Nintendo Online.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer because I play a lot of Mario Maker, and I can't play that without online because I can't get access to levels if I don't have an online subscription for it, which is unfortunate.
Cheapskate.
So, at the end of the day, it's like $17.99 a year. It's unbelievably cheap. It's like,
you are cheap, though.
Well, I'm poor. I think that's more to the point. I'm poor. But yeah, so it could be anything. I mean, it's not been officially announced yet by Nintendo, so I think we just need to wait and see.
Yeah.
Like, if it is a Nintendo Direct or a mini Direct, they'll probably announce it fairly early on the Thursday. If it's anything else, I think from the last two events, it'll be like almost hushed under the carpet. Like, wait till everyone's gone to bed, then we'll announce it for early in the morning. So yeah, I think it's say we'll find out Thursday.
Hold on. But you don't go to bed. You sleep
that's
during the day because you're mainly nocturnal.
That's why, because I'm flying from Bali to some other airport, and it's taking me nearly 4 hours to get there.
So
it's just like, my God. Because Bali was in daytime. I didn't want to fly in the night again because it's like really dark when you're flying at night. It's just like, this is really dark. I can't see anything.
Imagine that.
I know, right?
Night flying. Who'd have thunk it?
I know. And don't land at little airports when there's no lights. So yeah, so they're the rumours for our Nintendo, and hopefully there will be something, because then it will give us something really good to talk about next week.
But a rumour is a rumour.
About how the internet is disappointed with what Nintendo's announced. Damn them, Nintendo. We hate you.
Well,
we hate you all.
You know, it really wouldn't be good if there wasn't something for people to be outraged about.
What would people do?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm excited about the next one.
Yes, so obviously over the weekend we had DC Fandom. And I'm not going to touch up on the movies or anything that they've released trailers for, but you'll probably... Have you seen any of the trailers they've done?
Yeah, I did see the trailer.
So we got the new Batman trailer, we got the new Wonder Woman, we got a Suicide Squad trailer.
Batman.
But we did get an update for
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights, which is a long rumoured game that's been rumoured for quite a while now. That's been published by Warner Brothers and worked on by Interactive Entertainment. So it's not actually Rocksteady doing this one. And I don't really know the storyline of this, because I know it's based on the Court of Owls or something, which people keep saying, which means nothing to me. But
so basically, what's happened is Bruce Wayne has died and he's blown up the Batcave, and he's left the kids in charge.
Yeah.
So there is Red Hood, there is Robin, there's Batgirl. So they've got to look after Gotham. You can play this either single player or as a twin player co-op.
Yeah.
And it actually looks pretty good. I mean, I was pretty excited by it because, you know me, I've always been superheroes. I was that weird kid that did not, read anything other than, like, comics. I do like Marvel better than DC, but Batman floats my boat in a million different ways, not to mention the utility belt. But I think this looks great. I mean, honestly...
Bat shark repellent.
Yeah, that's right. Shark head. That's next. But yeah, this looks good to me. The gameplay looks exciting from what they've seen. There's a variety of stuff, and obviously, Frosty. Yeah. I do think it looks good. Yeah. I would be looking to get this on Xbox.
They did also do quite a bit of gameplay as well in another trailer where it looks all right.
I saw that one, and I was, to be honest, I saw the playthrough, and I was like, this looks like right on my alley.
I've not watched the playthrough yet. And also the Gotham Knights is coming out on this generation of consoles and the next. So, but this next one is...
Oh, that's just a funny thing that I like to mention. When he was getting into the games, the boyfriend said, but if we get a new Xbox, we'll be able to play all the other games on it. Oh, we have to buy all new. I went, oh, bless your little heart.
Well, to be fair, that's a valid question. It's only recently that Xbox started doing this. So this game, Gotham Knights is scheduled for a 2021 release. The next Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. This is scheduled for 2022. It's only going to be on the next gen consoles, so PS5, Xbox Series X, and obviously PC. And it appears to be like a co-op only game as well. Yeah. So that if you're playing by yourself, the computer will be the other three people. And the premise is like, we don't really know too much about it, but obviously at the end of the trailer, there's like an evil evil Superman who just vaporizes this guy. And like that's who they have to kill. So it's the Suicide Squad going out after the Justice League. Obviously, this was just a cinematic that they showed. We don't really know anything about it yet, what it's going to play like, or anything like that. I think it's a nice premise. And this is actually made by Rocksteady Studios. So
this is a little bit awkward timing for Rocksteady Studios, because let's just touch on the allegations of sexual harassment and sexual assault, which they haven't addressed. So, wheeling this out, I think, it doesn't answer a lot of questions that people are asking, and rightly so.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate, but obviously this is like more of like a sequel to the Arkham series, apparently.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it looks nice, but like you say, it didn't really show you much, so who knows?
That's just a cinematic. It's not even gameplay or anything. I mean, exactly. You'd hope it would look pretty if it's like next gen. So
you'd hope so, but where have we been with this?
But you just never know, do you? It's kind of like, but like I say, that's a long way away. They've got plenty of time to.
It is. It's a couple of years away,
so before that kind of happens. But on the whole, I think they're two fairly interesting games. I'm not sure they're kind of for me. I never really played any of the Arkham series.
I do feel like I'm drawn to Suicide Squad because it's more sort of like the darker side of the superhero genre, and I'm really interested in that. I'm always drawn to that.
Yeah.
And I have to say that this year I was planning to go to Comic-Con, and obviously cancelled. But I was going to do Harley Quinn. I was a little bit gutted.
I know.
I've already got the baseball bat.
You wanted me to print your things.
The pigtails. Look. Can you imagine that? specific taste. But yeah, I was going to do Harley Quinn, and I was like so disappointed. I feel like I was done out of it really by COVID. I was ready for the hot pants and the boots and the pigtails and smacking somebody around the head with a baseball bat covered in barbed wire.
Private viewing for your boyfriend then.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet he'd like to play this one actually.
What, the superhero ones?
Yeah.
It's got a long wait.
I know. But Christmas is sorted though, isn't it? You know what I mean? Now he's a gamer. It's sorted.
Yeah, I just need to get myself a girlfriend who wants to buy me an Xbox then.
Yeah, you better start looking. Christmas is not long away.
Anyway.
Anywho, moving on.
There is more stuff going on with Epic and Apple.
Big stuff here. It's getting nasty, isn't it?
We have got an article here from BBC News. Microsoft has thrown its weight behind Epic Games in a continuing legal battle with Apple. So Apple...
Well, they couldn't help but get dragged in.
Well, I think it might go along the lines of the problems they've had trying to get xCloud on there as well. But I mean, I think what Phil Spencer's tweet that he put out is very, very valid. Sort of, Phil Spencer tweeted, "Today we filed a statement in support of Epic's request to keep access to the Apple SDK for its Unreal Engine. Ensuring that Epic has access to the latest Apple technology is the right thing for gamer developers and gamers," which is true, because if they can't update that, then so many people who are working on games using the Unreal Engine, if they're making games specifically for iOS, they're
so this is to do with Unreal Engine.
Up the proverbial creek without a paddle.
Oh yeah.
So obviously Microsoft has come in support of that, which obviously has nothing to do with xCloud.
Nothing whatsoever.
Nothing whatsoever. It's just pure coincidental.
Zero.
Yeah, exactly.
Nada.
Exactly.
Nothing.
So this is going to be like an ongoing saga. It's not going to get sorted out anytime soon, I don't think. So be prepared to hear about this a lot.
Previously criticised Apple's App Store T's and C's, which is kind of rich.
Yeah.
But I'm unsurprised that they've come out and done this, because it's kind of like if they can take Apple down a notch or two, then so much the better.
Yeah.
I think this has got a little bit of a way to run. I think, as we said last week, they'll eventually come to some kind of negotiated settlement, but I think there'll be a bit of scrapping still, and I'm up for that. I'm up for a scrap.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, it's almost like the 90s console wars all over again, but now with like multi-billion pound corporations.
Oh, it's not. It's trillions, isn't it? It's a $500 billion app economy. That's the kind of level you're talking about.
Exactly. So, and on from there, sort of, Epic's decided that there's a new Fortnite Cup going on, the free Fortnite Cup, and the tournament includes some anti-Apple related rewards.
Oh, not at all having a dig here.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of, I think, a little bit petty. It's
what I've got to say about this?
The 7-year-olds that are playing Fortnite don't really care, do they?
I just feel like someone's bitter.
Yeah. So Epic is hosting a new tournament inside of Fortnite, and it's specifically tied to the company's ongoing legal feud with Apple and Google. The new tournament is called the Free Fortnite Cup, and Epic is promoting it as the last tournament to include all of Fortnite's mobile players, and giving away some anti-Apple rewards to the winners and participants. Is there a list of what they're actually giving away? I saw like a list for the...
Yeah, there is.
For the actual
consoles as well.
Yeah, but I want to see what the actual anti-Apple stuff is. I can't see it.
It's on the press release.
Is it? Where's the press release? I'm rubbish.
Alienware gaming laptop, Samsung Galaxy
but that's not
Tab.
really. That's not really like the anti-Apple stuff, is it? That's just like
that's your hardware price.
That's just like the physical stuff. There's got to be like in-game costumes and things. I would imagine.
Yeah, there is.
But that's what I'm sort of looking for.
So there's an evil businessman character called the Tart Tycoon, who also happens to have an apple for a head.
Yes, that guy.
Not at all subtle. Not at all subtle. Subtle as a brick, actually.
But yeah. And apparently, the new thing on eBay is phones going up with Fortnite already installed. Do you remember what we had with like Flappy Birds when that got taken down? Yeah. People started selling phones.
I'd like to say, I never played that.
I did.
I know, but how did it pass me by?
Oh, you didn't miss much. You just tap the screen. You can find clones of it by now.
For a while though, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, it's nothing like a real gaming thing though, is it? You know what I mean?
No, it's not an in-depth like game at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. 13 more games have just been confirmed for Sega's Astro City mini console.
This looks like the mini console that you made me from Raspberry Pi and built. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, it does. It's very, very similar.
It's just like that.
I got 3D printers.
My mini console that you made me out of the Raspberry Pi is at my flat in London, which I'm not there at the moment. But I looked at it and I went, holy moly, Bestie's ahead of the curve with this one. Well, except that mine has like about 10,000. I'm slightly exaggerating there, but
you're probably not, in all fairness.
There is over 1,000 games on there.
But the good thing is though, it's like you do actually own all of those games, and you just play the ROMs on there. But you actually own all of the games that are on there. Legal.
This is why you're my bestie.
Yeah, I mean, it looks all right. It's a bit like, well, they've only just released the Sega Mini, Mega Drive, Genesis, depending what part of the world you're in, that mini console. And it just seems to be more of the same. And it's like, so we've now got 36 games in total that have been announced. And I don't know what versions they are. I know like Virtual Fighter's on there because you can see it on the screenshot. But I'm not sure if that's the arcade version or whether it would be like the Mega Drive version. Hopefully it would be the arcade version. So far we have announced Bonanza Brothers, Columns, Cotton, Crackdown, eSWAT, Gain Ground.
eSWAT.
I can't even read that next one.
Ikidantar,
Poyu Poyu, Shadow Dancer, Shinobi, Wonder Boy Monsterland, Wonder Boy 3, Monster Lair, and already announced Alien Syndrome. I did actually like Alien Syndrome.
Alien Storm, Golden Axe, The Revenge of Death Adder, Columns 2, Dark Edge, Puzzle and Action, Tandar, Virtua Fighter, Fantasy Zone, and Altered Beast. You are an Altered Beast fan.
I'm not an Altered Beast. I'm an activated beast. I think for me, this really, if these are like the arcade ROMs, because obviously it's going into an arcade cabinet, so it would make sense, then it could be good. But if they're just like the Mega Drive ROMs or Master System or any of that home console stuff, it'll be a bit like, why? What's the point?
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know if it says anywhere in the article what they are. One wise, that is going to be a bit. No, it just says the games that are on there. I just can't really tell from that screenshot if it's. Right.
I'm not terribly excited because I've already got a mini console, so you know I do feel a bit like.
Yeah, I was never really a Sega fan, really. I was always Nintendo.
64.
I had a ZX Spectrum.
I had a ZX Spectrum too. Yeah.
Right. I'm just
found it.
I'm just googling to see what the screenshot. See,
you're getting excited about the next story. That's what it is.
It might be the arcade version. Looking at the screenshots here of the Genesis version. It's like Mega Drive. UK and proud. Yeah, it just depends really what sort of version it is. Yeah, so that's the Sega arcade machine. which just everyone seems to be doing it. I think like ever since Nintendo did their NES Classic and the SNES Classic, everyone's thought we'll have a go at that. And I did hear good things about the Sega Genesis Mini, but obviously the PlayStation Classic fell flat on its face. I know SNK have done like an arcade one as well, which makes very good sense for them because they do all like the fight arcade games. But again, that wasn't great. And
I think you're right. This is just everybody wants to do it. We're jumping on the bandwagon. It's the latest thing. I can't see any added extra for this particular one. I'm not.
I think they would do better. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it's going to sell well because there's going to be people that want to get it. But I think it would have been better if they had gone, right, we're going to sell this at a lot higher price, but do it like an arcade one-up cabinet size. So it's like a 3/4 size arcade machine with all those games on. I think would have been a much better call than just this tiny little arcade machine, because one, it's only got controls for one person on there. Yes, you can buy a control pad for it as well. You can put it through a TV, but at which point you're not getting an arcade experience.
Yeah,
why don't you just do a bigger, even if it's just like a tabletop arcade as well, so that two people can sit down there and it actually feels more like an arcade? I think would have done better.
Ooh, do you remember when they used to have those in the pub where you could put your drinks on it?
No, because I don't drink.
I've
never been in a pub in my life. What are you on about?
Of course not. We've never been clubbing together, have we?
No. I don't know who you're on about.
Moving swiftly on.
Moving swiftly on. There's more rumours about a new Nintendo Switch model launching.
Now look, you know what? Those who are listening on just podcasts, you cannot see Bestie's face right now, but he's so excited.
I'm not excited. It's just,
yes, you are.
I'm not. It's kind of like... It's a rumour for a new Nintendo Switch launching early 2021 alongside a strong game lineup, according to the reports. And this is an article
from Taiwan.
It's an article from Nintendo Life. Yes, but there is an update to the article now. Bloomberg backs up previous report from Taiwan. So the update is Bloomberg's Takashi
Well done.
I apologise to all our Japanese listeners.
Whoever you've butchered their name, we're very, very sorry.
Has corroborated the report from Taiwanese newspaper United Daily News, stating that he has confirmed the report of a new Switch with people briefed on the strategy. He says that the specifications of the new machine have yet to be finalised, though the Kyoto-based company... Kyoto-based company, this is why you need to do the reading, has looked into including more computer power and 4K high-definition graphics.
What?
Yeah. So...
You always need a new Switch.
I always need a new Nintendo thing. This is true.
Obviously.
This is very, very true. 4K graphics, I'm very, very dubious about. Because
I'm suspicious at that myself.
I'm
not sure how this is going to happen.
They're not going to make something that's a follow-up to the Switch yet. The Switch is only coming like 4 years old and is selling phenomenally well. They're not going to release a Switch 2 anytime soon.
I mean, we went over those numbers in episode 2, and they're absolutely incredible numbers. So I can't see this being a completely new item.
No, I think
they'll let it play out.
Obviously, like they're saying, they got these people that are making components for it, and it's probably going to be along the lines of a better display. Maybe they can, because I know like the Integra chip that they use, Nintendo have kind of gone for efficiency rather than just using pure power on it to get the battery life. Maybe they've got ways now to be able to overclock it a bit more so that they can start taking what they've got but making that just a little bit better kind of thing, rather than having it 4K, you know, rather than it being 720. It can be 1080, and maybe the screen in the thing is a 1080p screen rather than a 720, which is in there at the moment. But I don't think it's going to be anything radically different. And you know, it's not going to be a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox an Xbox One portable. Not at this stage.
No. Oh dear.
It's fine. I've muted it. No one knew.
It's a bone in your water or something.
I know, right? It's the fish from the goldfish bowl that you emptied out.
That's right. That's right. It is.
So yeah, and again, I guess like time wise, it makes sense if it comes out quarter next year. It'd probably be like March time, which would be like the anniversary. Would it be 2017, 18, 19, 20? So it'd be like the 4th year anniversary.
Too soon.
I don't know, because Nintendo do this, like the 3DS got the new 3DS, which only had like about 2 or 3 exclusive games on it, which couldn't play on the normal 3DS, and it also had an extra thumbstick. So it's one of those things. It's like, it'd be nice, I guess, but is it really needed?
For you, yes. Yes. You always need.
No,
yes.
But do I need a third Switch? That's the question.
Well,
I've already got a Switch. I've already got a Switch Lite.
Let's think about your track record of like 7 or 8 consoles at a time, then the answer is yes.
Then I need to get like a Xbox and a PlayStation 5 as well. It's just like, it'd be so expensive. Who wants to buy my body so I can sell?
You need to get a girlfriend. Obviously, Christmas is coming up, and then
no, because then I'll have to buy her Christmas presents.
You've not give her a bath bomb or something like something similarly female like that. Bath bomb.
I don't have a bath here.
I don't know what's the big thing at the moment with girls. Gin. They like gin and prosecco.
Gin and ice cream.
That sort of thing.
You're being very stereotypical.
Did I tell you about when that I did my first aid course online? This is the fluffy animal thing. I did my first aid course online, and when it came to the CPR thing, obviously we're on Zoom, and it's like, well, normally we use the resuscitation doll. The woman, and I'm taking it with like 7 other women, and the instructor says, "Oh, we're coming to the CPR now. I want you to all go and get a stuffed toy," and I was just like, "What?" But they all scampered off. You would not believe what these grown women came back with. And I was like, holy crap. I had to use a meditation cushion because I don't have any stuffed toys. Anyway, the point of that is apparently every woman in the world apart from me likes stuffed toys. Stuffed toy, bath bomb, Prosecco or gin, ka-ching, get yourself a new Switch and exchange. Sorted.
Yeah, but we don't even know what this Switch is going to be yet. It's like... and we got an analyst here, Dr. Sirkin Toto of Kentan Games, said there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Nintendo will launch a Switch Pro in 2020. My guess is at £399. More specifically, I predict 4K support, bigger cartridge size, and of course beefed up components.
Wow, he's ambitious, isn't he?
It's only got a couple of months left as well, 2020. I guess they might mean financial year, because obviously the first quarter of next year is this one.
Possibly.
So it'll be nice, I guess, if it happens. Will it though? Because then it's like more money to fork out. It'll be interesting if it happens.
You'd be out on the street with all.
I'm very suspicious. Well, hopefully
you could make yourself a den out of all the consoles that you own.
No, I couldn't. My consoles are quite small. Do you want my console list?
Yes. Tell the ladies and gentlemen how many consoles you've got. Make a list.
2.
Whatever.
Okay, I've got does this include handheld as well, or just consoles?
Yes.
Okay, so I have got a Super Nintendo, an N64, a GameCube, an American GameCube, a Wii U, a Switch Lite, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2,
9, 10,
an Xbox 360,
11, 12,
Game Boy Advance, a 13, DS, 14, a 3DS,
15.
Do we count the mini consoles?
What about your arcade machine that you built?
Well, that's just a Raspberry Pi and an arcade machine, isn't it? That I built with my own hands and nearly lost a finger.
Can we just cap it at 15 then and say probably round figures, that's about right?
I've got a PlayStation 1 as well that wasn't working and is gutted and it's got a Raspberry Pi in there.
Holy crap. Okay.
So yeah,
so, dear ladies and gentlemen at home, you get my point here.
But all of these consoles, apart from probably the PlayStation 3 and the American GameCube, I have bought at launch, and then they're like what I've had since.
That does not make it any better.
You know, my N64 I've had since 1996. The GameCube I've had since 2001.
Really?
Yes. So it's not like I just went out yesterday and went, oh, I'm going on a shopping spree and buying everything.
So you've got a minimum of 15. So I was correct then.
Yeah. How many have I got plugged in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, let's just stop it there.
Got the Switch, the GameCube, PS4, Xbox One, and my Wii U plugged in. Yes, I have a Wii U plugged in because the Wii U is awesome.
No.
It is.
No.
It really is.
My sister had one and I just couldn't get on with it.
No, she probably had a Wii. No one had a Wii U.
She definitely had a Wii U as well.
No, she didn't.
She used to take it on nights.
You can't take a Wii U on nights because it's a home console.
No, that's because obviously she worked in, let's say, a place where there were a lot of people who might want to play games, because we don't want to name any names here.
Trivia quiz. What was the control pad like?
I didn't play it. She took it for the patients. I mean, clients.
What was the control pad like?
I don't know. I didn't see it. She just told me.
Was it like this?
No, that's from her Wii.
It's not her Wii, it's mine. Well, I don't actually have a Wii, because there's no point in having a Wii if you've got a Wii U. No. Apart from nostalgia, I want a Wii again. And a Virtual Boy.
So, I think that's all the stories
we've got all the stories. Today, it was quite a quiet week, really. And, yeah, so... Lots of rumours, ahoy, again.
Well, that's how it goes, isn't it, in gaming land?
It is.
It's always rumours, to be honest. We're terrible gossips.
Hopefully, we'll have a Nintendo Direct to talk about next week, because that would be exciting for me, because I like talking about Nintendo Directs. Do we have any questions?
We don't have any questions.
We don't have any questions, but if you do want to ask us anything at all, because we're getting desperate at this point, you can get us on Twitter. Just use the hashtag Ninqueso Live, or leave a comment on the video down below, and we will get back to you next week.
I am on Twitter as gamergirl_Miss Bree. That's GMRGLR_Miss Bree. What are you on Twitter as?
You can find me on Twitter as Kesso_Cheeselets, and you can also find us as Ninqueso, which is both of us. I also stream Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturday mornings over on Facebook Gaming, and that is El Granqueso 74. And I do the odd stream on Twitch as Ninqueso. And
I should do that, actually. Let's set that up. I'll do some streaming.
Well, you've got Call of Duty now, haven't you downloaded?
Yeah.
Have you uploaded all the updates?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We can do like a Call of Duty duos game.
Let's do that.
Where
Let's
we
do
run
it
around
this week.
shooting people.
Let's set it up, and then we'll tell everybody how we've gone on next week, whether I shot you in the back or not.
I'm not sure if you can do friendly fire or not.
I'll find a way. It's my MO. Okay, let's wrap it up, Bessie.
We'll wrap this up. So, are these Nintendo rumours true? Will Epic and Apple make up before the big dance? Find out the answers to these questions and many more next time. Same cheesy time, same cheesy channel.
Actual stories may vary.
Catch you later.